We were clear-eyed about the threats and the dangers as they were developing in eastern Libya and in Benghazi.
Is that really a credible statement if she didn't know about the ambassador's cable on August the 15th saying we can't defend this place?
Well, I don't know that she didn't know about the cable.
She said she didn't.
Then that's a...
Are you stunned that she didn't?
I would call myself surprised that she didn't.
Okay.
We had a saying that it was, in Libya, you would be fine until you're not. There was a complete and total absence of planning that I saw in terms of what we were supposed to do from that point on. So when I requested resources, when I requested assets, instead of supporting those assets, I was criticized. I raised that specific point in a meeting with the DS director in March, that 60 days there was no plan, and it was hope that everything would get better.
Put forces in place to be ready to respond.
Because we never received a request to do so, number one, and number two,
you never heard of Ambassador Stevens' repeated warnings about the lack of security.
I had, sir, through General Ham, but we never received a request for support from the State Department, which would have allowed us to put forces
so it's the
on
State
the ground.
Department's fault.
I'm not blaming the State Department. I'm sure they had their own assessment.
Would you blame?
We do not have information at present that leads us to conclude that this was premeditated or pre-planned.
You didn't speak to her before that appearance?
No, but that does. Everybody had the same information.
Would the administration still say that it was spontaneous?
Based on the information that we have now.
Do you believe that unequivocally at that time we knew that this was a terrorist attack?
There was no question in my mind that this was a terrorist attack. My own experience was that RPGs show up and these other arms show up, that there's something that's planned here.
Our current assessment is that what happened in Benghazi was in fact initially a spontaneous reaction to what had just transpired hours before in Cairo.
The timing of the attack suggests and it's very difficult to sort out which a degree not only of planning but improvisation. Is that a fair judgment?
I haven't thought about the word improvisation. It was very well executed. They dropped 6 mortar rounds on a roof at some distance. That was pretty well done.
I think there's no question that it was deliberate, it was opportunistic, and I really believe that a lot of this was pre-coordinated. Particularly with regards to the second attack.
So as soon as we found out that the Benghazi consulate was being overrun, I was on the phone with my national security team.
Did you communicate with anyone else at the White House that night?
No.
No one else called you to say, how are things going?
No.
But just to be clear, that night he didn't ask you what assets we had available and how quickly they could respond and what we could do to help those individuals there.
I think the biggest problem that night, Senator, was that nobody knew really what was going on there.
And there was no follow-up during the night, at least from the White House directly?
No, there wasn't.
What difference at this point does it make?